Can you still hear me?
Very clearly, ma'am.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to My Spouse and I. It's nice to be with you this evening. Um, the show will be featuring different couples from time to time. This is the first edition, and I'm glad to have my special couple on the show, Mr. and Mrs. Fash. That's what we call them in short. Lovely couple, well bonded. They are an item. You need to see them. Very funny. So you'd see a lot of character being displayed today. Spiritual, just everything together. When they say well packaged, full package, yes. That's how I can describe them both. So they're going to share with us their stories on how they have used a specific building block or a value or a principle to attain marital bliss. That's basically what my spouse and I show is about. So today we'll be looking at exploring the power of intimacy. Mr. and Mrs. Fash will be telling us how they've used intimacy to achieve marital bliss. My name is Oluyomi and I'm your host tonight. I'll be digging deep into their private life in quotes. I hope they will not mind and I hope they won't shank me on some of the questions. I know they will be true to us because it's about learning and it's about growing. So we'll be learning about their private life, and yeah, you'll take some tips away, which would help you in also growing your own marital journey too. So there's going to be two segments on this show. The first segment, we're going to discuss random questions with them. The questions will be addressed to either of the couple. They would answer, and then we'll now move to exploring the power of intimacy for marital bliss. Before I go on, I'll introduce one of the spouse, and then the spouse will be introducing her partner. So, Mrs. Aderonke Fashiru, she said I should call her Mrs. Fash. So, we'll be addressing her as Mrs. Fash tonight. She's the creative director of a beautiful organization. This organization molds life. It's a platform for character development. We have experienced it in my family, and I can tell you that it's a place to be. She's in Lagos, Nigeria, but she's everywhere because she has a platform for international students too. The center, like I said, is in Lagos, Nigeria, around Ikeja area. Mrs. Aderonke started her career as an auditor, and now Mrs. Aderonke moved into HR and she's building and molding life. Very, very interesting journey. How Mr. Fash has coped with her involvement along the years is something we would like to hear during this program. They are blessed with lovely royals, very beautiful beings to be with from time to time. She's an ardent lover of children. She is an ardent lover of learning. In fact, every time I see her on a social media platform, she's either at a conference, a webinar, or she's doing something herself. So you know that this is a powerful woman. And if you have a powerful woman, then you can expect to see, you know, a power engine behind her as a crown. So I would invite them to the stage now, and Mrs. Aderonke will be telling us about her spouse before we go into the first segment. So welcome, 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 Mr. and Mrs. Fash. It's a pleasure having you as the first couple on the first episode of My Spouse and I. So say hello to my audience. Okay, while waiting for my couple to join us, I think there is an itch somewhere. I see we have some lovely viewers already on the show. Thank you for joining, Diane. We would wait for our couple to return back to the show tonight. Thank you for joining Adekemi Latifat Komolafe and for liking the show. We're waiting for our couple to return back to the show. While we wait for them, let's enjoy some music interlude. So the show is My Spouse and I, and it's a reflection. It's a reflection of couples sharing their experience on how they have attained marital bliss. They're expected to talk about a particular principle or value or building block they have used to achieve marital bliss. And my couple tonight will be talking on the power of intimacy to build marital bliss. So, still waiting for them to return. They had an itch, and hopefully, we'll have them coming soon. Thank you for the likes and the love. I'll be back on the. I'll be back with my couple soon.
We apologize.
Welcome, welcome, Mr. and Mrs. Fash. So good to have you here. We've had some viewers join us and we'll be expecting more of them. So before the interruption, um, Mrs. Fash is supposed to introduce her spouse. So you have the floor now, Mrs. Fash.
Okay. Good evening to you, Mr. Luyomi. Thank you so much for having us. I mean, it's such a huge honor to be doing this with you. And I heard you say this is the first edition. We feel so proud. It will go global, go into, all the continents in the world. We'd like to see a representation of this in every part of the world. Thank you for this honor. And when you were reading out my profile, I was like, eh? So this thing is true that sometimes you hear your profile and your head will get 10 times bigger. Thank you so much. I am honored to be here and I'm honored to be doing this with my better half. This coincidentally is the first time we'll be doing anything like this. So thank you for making this happen. I told him when I thought about some of the questions. I didn't want to discuss it with him. I said, I want to hear live. And then he said, so you have plans on setting me up. So we came with our bare minds so that we can enjoy this.
No,
So
I came with my bare mind
I'm sure you both did.
because you already have some nuggets. So,
okay.
but
No
it's fine.
worries. No
It's
worries.
fine.
I told you not to be afraid.
No,
Don't
no,
be
it's
afraid.
fine. It's
You're
fine.
safe. Okay, so my husband, Babashio Amani, fondly called Amani. I met him as Amani, and I think I like the name too. Or would I say I met him as Babashio? But now he's Amani. Maybe he has always been Amani. He's a very lovable person, someone who enjoys the limelight, enjoys cameras, enjoys attention. My husband loves attention. So he's a filmmaker, he's a director, a producer of movies here in Nigeria, hoping to go global as well. He's a fun, loving person. He's someone who loves children. Coincidentally, again, both of us share in the same passion of raising confident, very expressive, healthy children. He also loves being in the company of children. Every time he's coming to the center, he knows the children are around. He'll tell me, okay, do I make it at this time? I really want to see them before I go. So he's someone who loves children as well. He's someone who enjoys a system that is organized. He's the last of 14 children. So he's used to helping every other person put their lives in order. So he's someone that likes some level of organization. And my husband is a super sanguine, super. Everything is sanguine is who my husband is. Maybe those that wrote the book don't even know that there are some traits that they did not discover that he has. And yes, so that's about it. We're both honored to be here. Thank you again.
Thank you so much, Mr. Fash. Any opening remark for us? But before you do, um Mr. Fash, we can see his face, right? He's an actor back home in Nigeria. If you watch this program, My Siblings and I, produced by Funke Akidele, Mr. Fash is Stanley, who acted as Funke Akidele's spouse in the movie. And it's so, one of the things, he was my favorite character. And one of the things that was striking is how can a husband be so gentle and so loving and so hands-on and so I'm wondering, is this film trick or are men truly like this? As if Funke says, sit down there, he will sit down. Funke will just come, do, 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 do. And you will see him calm and cool and collected. And then in Tribe of Judah, yes, I remembered him as the spy, right? He was the one
You're
that
right.
followed that Funke's family when they were running away
Yeah.
from the town. Yes, he was the one that was not watching his back, and then someone came from behind to knock him out. I really laughed. So let's have your opening remark, Mr. Fash.
Yeah, thank
One
you very
sentence.
much Thank you very much, Mr. Oluyomi. It's nice to have you here. It's nice to have you here from the camera. I mean, from I hear your voice from the camera, and I mean, it's such a great honor to be the first couple you're bringing here at your maiden edition. I mean, that's amazing. I'm sure that this will, I mean, it will continually be in records in history. That when you started, you had Mr. and Mrs. Flash on the
Yes.
show, and I promise that it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. Like she rightly said, this is the first time we're going to be doing this together. On a show like this. So I'm looking forward to so many questions that will be coming in, explanations, disagreements, agreements, here and there, So it's really nice to be here. And I welcome all the viewers, it's just going to be an interesting time. It's going to be an interesting time.
Thank you,
Thank
Mr.
you.
Fash.
Yes.
Welcome, welcome. That we could even get Mr. Fash to be home and not in one location is a privilege. It's a privilege.
Yeah,
And having
as a,
you
as a, as a matter of fact, I'm on a set. I
imagine.
had to come here. I had to
Wow.
come here yesterday for this.
Wow.
Today, and
Wow.
immediately I'm done with this, I'm off.
Wow, thank you
You
very
know,
much.
you know.
Having you on the first episode is actually been strategic. It was deliberate. So,
Good.
and I'm
Okay.
so happy we were able to get you in.
Yeah.
So, we're into the first segment now. The first segment I call Speak Up. So, the first question goes to you, Mr. Fash, and it is this. So, what in you is the attraction point for your spouse?
Okay. The first thing years back when I met her, the attraction was the fact that she looked like, like a small Lee. Let me call her small Lee, like a baby girl. Baby girl. At that time, she was already 7 and writing icon, but she looks like a 200 Unilag babe. So I'm like, okay. So when she told me that she was, 7 and writing icon, I was like, okay. I mean, thank you for at least, putting me on the path, because I actually thought one of those small girls that would not finish school and they just want to be chattered, that kind of thing. So then another attraction for me was the fact that she wasn't speaking my language. When she told me she's Yoruba though, but she was, born and brought up in Kano, Kaduna. I was like, wow, because that has always been my, my preference. So I was like, okay, I think I'm getting there, And another thing that got me was the fact that, a girl she's very sound. She's very sound. And in my family, I cannot just bring a dog because I know who my family is. She can testify. You understand? So I mean, first after conversation with her, I knew she had stuff upstairs, and the fact that she was actually doing icon, it tells me that she's going to be a career woman who I've always wanted that, because my mom naturally, I had a career woman as a mother. And I've
Oh,
always said it to myself that if I was going to get married, the woman had to be a career woman. So those were the attractions I got the first few minutes that we spoke.
and
And
of
in my
course,
mind, and
okay.
in my mind, I knew she was the one.
Mm,
She was the one.
she was the one.
And today she is the one.
Yeah, and you can see you said you were attracted by the baby nature. Mrs. Fash is a baby for life. She's
Yeah.
just rocking the baby things. I see Mrs. Fash like I see her in her shorts, and I'm like, oh, nice, nice, nice. Okay, so this also goes again to you, Mr. Fash. So, what do you think she remembers or has not forgotten about your first date?
Um, my first date. First date. Hey, I know this particular thing that she'll never forget. I won't call it the first date, anyways. I won't call it the first date, but it's the initial times of getting to meet each other, and that was when we're coming from the icon class. At that time, we're getting very close, and there was this riot at Fadi. We were walking down to take a bus, and this riot just started. Some people were fighting, blah blah blah. So we had to run back and blah. But I had to still shield that, like I'm the man, Just don't worry, we're safe. So eventually, I took her. I just managed to bring her to the road to get a bus. So fortunately for her, she left her shoe. One pair of her shoes. She left it while she was running. Then number two, she didn't have a choice. She had to sit on my lap. She had to sit on my lap, because there was no space for two, And of course, as a naughty boy, sitting on my laps, I was just doing
She
things that
was
she had
looking
not
for
done
trouble,
before.
right?
Yeah, I was looking for
She was
mega
looking
trouble.
for no,
So
she was looking for trouble sitting on your laps.
yeah, she didn't have a choice because at that time you see this baby, and I was like, this reserved babe. I'm like, even the interview streets like
Some temptations.
you understand. So I'm 100% yes, I'm making
I know,
Do
right?
you get it? So when she now sat on my laps, I started doing some, fiddling things, and you're like, stop it, I like it. The stuff I
I
like
like
it.
it.
Do you get
I
it?
said
So
today we
I'm
are going to laugh. I know.
I'm sure
This
she wouldn't
is
forget that.
this
She
is
would
Mr.
never
and
forget that.
Mrs. Fash for you. Yeah, Mrs. Fash, is that true?
Hmm. Ma, that day, I actually thought I was going to die. I thought I would die that day. Like, I was so scared. I was so scared. When everybody started running hell to scatter, we just got out of the lecture room, got to the gate, and I started hearing gunshots. Do you know, I went to somebody's house and began to hit the door, open the door. So I just had to say, leave that place. You think they'll open the door for you? Leave there. Like, I was so scared.
Interesting.
So when we
Interesting.
finally made it to the bus stop, he was surprised to see me with just one leg of my shoes, not even a slipper. So I was so scared. So even if I was going to sit on top of that bus to get to my house, I would have been
You didn't
ready for
mind.
that. I was super scared. And yes, I also felt, well, very different too. Yes, we come from around the same area in terms of location. So after lectures, and our lectures were like 7 to 9, so we had to go home together every night. It was convenient for both of us, but we were still doing the okay. Tell me about your life. Let's get to know each other. And that day, Oga was unnecessarily happy that I was sitting on his lap. Like
This
it was
laps,
just
yes.
me. Maybe I
I
was
can
saying, God,
imagine.
does it mean my mommy and my
Let
dad
me
would never
just get
see
home
me again?
safely.
Yeah,
I
so
can
that was it.
imagine.
Yeah.
Nice, nice. So this goes to you, Mrs. Fash. So can you share a funny or quirky habit Mr. Fash has that you have grown to love in your many years of marriage?
There are actually many, but let me share one that I think excites me. So, in my house when we were growing up, waking up in the morning was not something we enjoyed because Kaduna was always cold. So we always had slow mornings. Slow mornings, getting out of bed. You want to put my leg in a place that is warm. So I grew up with that nature, having slow mornings. But my husband wakes up like I don't want to say like a tiger. When he wakes up, he feels nobody should sleep again. When he wakes up, that's when he wants to dance. When he wakes up, that's when he wants to look for somebody's trouble. So I enjoy waking up by his side because he will just wake up and laugh in the morning. It's like that's how he starts his day. He likes anything fun around him. Even if we have a guest in the house, he can go and hit that person's door. Stand up now. We haven't heard your voice this morning. Come out now. The house should not be boring. So he's someone that just likes life. My husband
Wow.
is pro-life.
Pro
Yes,
life.
so that
I can
pro-life.
imagine. Great, great. So being pro life, I hope our viewers and for potential viewers of this are listening. He loves fun. Everyone around has to enjoy the fun because he's home. I mean, why wouldn't you miss a spouse like that when he's not around? Because of that simple way of life. So, thank you very much. We move on to segment 2, exploring the power of marital bliss through intimacy. So, Mrs. Fash, what does intimacy mean to you? Or if you're speaking for both of you, what does intimacy mean in your marriage?
Okay, thank you for that question. So intimacy to me is having someone you can share a very, very tight bond with, someone you can be vulnerable with, someone you can enjoy staying beside, not someone you have to bear, someone you have to endure, someone that just brings out the smile, the life in you. And in my marriage, that's what I think intimacy has been.
Great. Thank you. Mr. Fash, why do you think it's an important ingredient in your marriage or building block? Can you do
Yeah,
without it?
yes, for me, I mean, there's no marriage without intimacy. I can say that with my full chest. I mean, if you guys live like landlords and tenants, then you just know that you guys are hitting the rock. So intimacy, as far as I'm concerned, is very, very key. It has to be intentional. Sometimes you have to work around it to ensure that, I mean, there's a reasonable level of intimacy, between you and your spouse. And I think one of those things that really help us is the fact that we really open up to each other. We do stuff together. When I'm not around, I mean, a reasonable level of business activities. So even if she's not around, sometimes I stand in gap for her. And like, okay, fine, let me just, okay, you're not going to be around, so, okay, let me go and teach your students and all of those things. Sometimes she calls to let me know what how her staff have been, frustrating her, that kind of thing. And I have to just be the chairman to encourage her. Don't worry, these things happen. Do you understand? So I mean, if you guys do things together, you won't have a choice but to be intimate. So even if there are conflicts, if there are disagreements, and you guys have to, I mean, sometimes you just find yourself not keeping malice, but just find yourself wanting to give that distance, for some days, somehow because of that thing that you guys have in common. You understand? You won't have a choice but to talk, but to just get back to say, okay, fine, let's just move on. And if you guys want to talk about it, fine. If we don't want to talk about it, we just move on in good health and in sound mind. So for me, intimacy has to be intentional. Intimacy has to be properly worked on. Sometimes it doesn't just come within a year or two. Sometimes it takes time. It takes processes. It takes you changing your pressing, it changing your principles, changing your values, and of course changing your habits. Because I remembered when we first got married, my wife doesn't like, or she never liked me coming home late. And at that time I loved coming home late. So we had a bit of issues over that, and that impaired the intimacy we're supposed to have. But after some time, when I got mature, when I started looking for what exactly I needed in marriage, I started dropping those habits, and when that started happening, I found out that we're getting closer. And before I knew it, we began to have that bond. Do you understand? So, like I said, it has to be intentional. We have to work at it, because marriage is all about intimacy. I'm telling you that. If you have a wife, you have a spouse that you're very intimate with, and you understand, you have this intimacy, you guys cannot stay away, I mean, apart from each other for too long.
Mhm.
You understand what I'm saying? And especially if God has given you guys good children, because that's another way to build your intimacy. When you have good children, when you nurture them together, if not because of you think about the children. You are always there. You don't want to see her, but you're always there in the house because of the kids. And there's no way when that happens, I mean, somehow you just find all those anger, malice, they just melt away. Do you understand? And that's why we have to raise good children that love the two of you. So it helps that fund. It helps the bond too amongst parents. Do you understand what I'm saying? So it's just important. It's a great ingredient, and it saves a lot. It saves a lot of it saves divorce, it saves separation, because you guys are so into each other. You understand that even if you guys have to, you just know that someday you just need her back. You get what I'm saying? So like I said, it has to be intentional, doing things together, sharing moments together. Do you understand? Deep things together. You want to go see your parents, you guys are together, just her friends. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, it helps. It helps. So in marriage, you can't but ride on intimacy as a
Thank
couple.
you, Mr. Fash. Wow, you've really, really gone to a very long or deep end. You've said so many things why intimacy is very, very important in marriage. I like the fact that you started with the openness. You have to be open to each other. I think that's something that these days seems to be lacking in some marriages. We feel, oh, some things my spouse should know, some other things I have to hide from them. So intimacy, like you said, starts from being open to each other, and there is no way you can be open to each other without having um reached a particular level of communication, right? So it's about, even when you are not talking, because you said something about when I'm not home or when she's not home. So even when you are not talking, when you are not together, that connection is still there because you have built it intentionally. You have built it with a change of mindset, a change of habits, like you have said, and this has shown some growth over the years. I liked the illustration you gave. Or when you first married, you used to be a night crawler, right? In quotes. I mean, you like to stay out in the night, but you saw that it's something you needed to change because your wife also doesn't like it, and it was keeping you apart in a way. So I like how you have put everything together. Thank you so much. So, Mrs. Fash, would you like to share an experience when your intimacy or when intimacy strengthened your relationship? He had talked about a change of habit for him. So, would you like to share something too from your own
Thank you so much, ma'am.
experience with him?
So, okay, thank you for the question, ma'am. So, I remember when I was trying to cross from career to business, and it was not an intended move. It wasn't a move I wanted. I just had a lot of pressure on my job, and it was quite challenging. So at that point, I needed all the support I could get. I needed someone to remind me that the issues at work did not mean I was a complete failure, or I just had to resign. Some people go through stress and they say, I'm not working anymore. Let me use this time to fix my life. Let me do so, so, so. But my husband would always say, in fact, there's a statement he says that when I'm down, I remember. He says, if I have the kind of brain you have, trust me, I won't be doing what I'm doing. And it's a very humbling statement. But whenever he says it at those times when things are really, really tough. And I'll just go back and I'll be saying to myself, what kind of brain? This brain that is causing me all the issues at work. But I thank God that I had someone I could always go to. There are times he will say to me, "Don't you think we should change this path, this line, and go to this line?" And then he'll hear me out. I will explain, and he'll say, "Okay, let's try again." But it's just good to know that I have a spouse who believes that I can actually go far when things are tough. Pretty tough, even in business. He has never ever said, "I told you so. I told you this would not work." No, 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 no. He will. He said, except my car. Okay, so I would say that's one part in my life that intimacy has always helped. The fact that I have a spouse who really believes in me, it means so much to me.
Wow. Thank you for sharing. A spouse who believes in you. So, if there's any single on this timeline listening to this, viewing this, will watch this later, look out for a spouse who will believe in you. Thank you so much. So, any of you can answer this. One activity that has become a ritual you both engage in to foster intimacy. What's that one activity? The way,
Um,
the way Mrs. Fash looked at Mr.
there
Fash's
has been a
eyes, like the answer
sacrifice. I
is
mean,
there.
there has been a routine, right? Yeah, one activity that has been a routine.
Yeah.
Um, we have several. We have several. Because my wife, she's someone who believes so much in family and bonding. She believes so much in when it comes to keeping your family and all that. I know some people will expect that I will say prayer. We really pray together.
Hmm.
She does the praying, and when it's time, sometimes she wake me up, Baba, let's pray on this matter. Let's do this. And I will do she knows that when I start like this, I become the celestial of the house. You understand? So it's not prayer, but we pray, at our own pace, But I think one thing that we do together is going out with the family, you know. Like today now, when I got in today now, I mean yesterday, she already told me now that we should go to one place like this. I said no, I'm not going until I come next week. You understand? So, and I mean, for me, that actually helps. Like I said, it helps the intimacy, it helps the bonding. Do you understand? And of course, trust her, will not go alone. She will carry the children. Do you get? And for me, sometimes I just look at it that let these children, let them sit at home. What is all these children? But she because she just feels that, I mean, let's just go together. And it's good. It's good for the children. That you expose them to the beauty of you being together, of you, having a family, of you, so that when they grow up too, when they get married, they can understand the power of bonding. So when I got to understand that, I just let that be. Okay, I'll bring them. I know my children, they are very, very interesting too,
Hmm.
fun to be with. You understand, So I think that's one thing that really, that's like a routine. You understand? She always tries to create that time where we'll always go out, where we'll be together and, and just have fun together as a family. And I think that has really helped. And it's really helping. Most times she spends the money. Most times she spends the money. She spends the money, and that's one beautiful thing about her, I mean, it's talking about that, so you understand?
I like
And
that.
yeah, that's one beautiful thing about her. She's not that person that says, "Oh yeah, let's go out." Yeah, by her own discretion, she just says, "Oh yeah, let's go out." Babe, I don't have money. You say, "Don't worry, bills covered." And who am I? Who am I when the bills will be covered? There's something wrong with me. I shall go.
I shall go anywhere you send me.
You
Ah,
understand what I'm saying?
right, right,
So
right.
she's so particular.
Nice.
She's so intentional about that. Always having a hangout together as a family. No
Wow.
friends, no neighbor, just the five
Just
of us.
family.
Just the
Wow.
five of us. And
I,
we
I
could be
can
there for two,
feel
3 hours.
I can feel Mrs. Fash. I mean, for most part of our weeks, she's Bogwero, always with
Mm.
so many people. So I mean, she has to just find that time, me and my
Yeah.
own. So I understand. So I won't blame Mrs. Fash for being she's not selfish anyway. She's just trying to also guard her territory. So I understand that very well. Thank you. Tomo Bada Oyekaso. Ah, men, are
Oh,
you
yeah.
listening? Hey, men that are watching. Something to say. Oh, they are telling us some secrets to intimacy as a powerful tool in building your marriage or bliss in your marriage or marital bliss, anyone you want to call it. You see the words of affirmation that he just used for his wife now. He just stamped that his wife is a very good woman. I mean, Tomoba Daoyeka, so how do I interpret it? If so Omo here is not about a young child, right, Mr. Fash?
No,
So
no,
it's
even
about
it's a general statement actually.
yeah.
So you cannot use
So
it, as you want, as it suits you. So
mm. So
even
in
if
the
the child is
context
good.
Yeah.
If a child is good, you let the child know that, you say it.
Yeah.
So in this context, he's not a child,
It's your
you
wife,
know,
your
he's my wife.
spouse. Yeah,
Yes,
your
my son.
wife.
So,
Tèmi nìkan.
Koya Bada, Oya Kawi.
Hey, hey, Mr. Fash has taken us to where we don't know. I guess that's Jesha language, right?
Yeah, that's
Ah,
Desha, you're
great. Great,
there.
great, great. Nice. Thank you. So, can I ask this? We've said we are going to dip into your private life, so you'd pardon me. So, have you had to sought external help ever in the course of your marriage to improve intimacy at any time? If you have, do you want to share some things that you got out of the session? So when I say external help, maybe a counseling session, a therapy session, it could be
Ah,
family, it could be church, it could be anywhere.
hey,
Hey,
hey. Thank you very much.
I've told you Mr. Fash is funny, eh?
Ah, mm.
Oh, something we didn't say
Well,
about Mr. Fash. Hold on, Mr. Fash. Mr. Fash he was the first, and I think he currently is the anchor of the Teachers Award, right? National Teachers
yes,
Award.
teachers
Niger.
Nigeria reality TV show.
Yeah, TV show or something like that.
Yeah,
And
yeah, first
so
of its
it's
kind in Nigeria and
yeah,
Africa.
he's an anchor, he's a compare. So
Yeah.
some of these things you need to really watch to know his personality deep down. Some of these things we can't hide. Some characters that cannot be hidden is when
Yeah,
you are caught in
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 the
your
act.
work, yes, or
Mm,
something like that. So great. So
mm.
please go on.
Yeah. So, the early years of a marriage, actually, my wife is very soft. She's very soft in the face. She's very stubborn.
Wow,
Or
Mrs.
don't let me
Flash.
use the word stubborn. I think she's very, how do I put it now? She's very, she's strong. I want to use, I don't want to use stubborn because stubborn can be unpleasant sometimes. You understand? But she's
Dogged, resilient,
she's dogged. Let me use that word. She's dogged within, but from the external, view, she's very soft. Even the way she talks, she's very soft. So that's a major problem. So there's no day, that we had to go and report, each other or ourselves to another person. She will always win.
Oh,
So I told myself I will try not to offend because I cannot win. Yeah, So this our early stage of marriage, actually, we were always having constant issues because of my lifestyle. You know, my lifestyle, going out, coming back late. You understand, and of course, financial issues at that time as well. As young couples, do you understand? Or young couple who didn't have so much, do you understand, income wise? So we're always having issues, basically, and of course, some habits at that time. So there was this particular issue that happened. It was at that time we wanted to. My wife wanted us to leave the house we were staying. You get, and I wanted to leave as well, but of course, I was just of the opinion that we should, take it easy. I mean, let's just see how we can, work things around and all of that. But she was so particular about us leaving. So there was this time she had to look for a house. She went to pay for the house. And when I now saw the house after payment and all of that, she took me to the house. I saw the house and I'm like, no, 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 no. We can't live here. I mean, I can't raise my family here. And she's like, with all the stress she has gone through, I mean, how can I just come and say we cannot live here? I did not make any move. She made the move. And now I'm saying I can't stay here. I said, come on, I can't have my children live in this barracks. I mean, don't you get it? Okay, and she had already dropped the check the previous day she went to the house, to the landlord. So I said, you have to go and collect the check. Are you still there, ma'am?
yes, I am. Please, yes.
Yeah, that you need to go and collect that check. So that became so, the stuff became so messy, the argument became so messy. And, the next thing she did was to call my brother, because she's a favorite. You understand? So the moment they see
That's
their
Bond's
cup, and they know the
wife.
kind, yeah, and they know the kind of brother they have. They know I'm a very naughty and stubborn and sometimes stupid boy. So the moment, anytime they just see a number like this, they will leave everything they are doing to prepare. I hope my brother has not done anything to this good girl. So she called, and my brother was like, I don't care what's happening. I trust my wife. She started crying. I don't understand what's happening. She just called me. Hey, I said, God, I've lost this battle again. Oh Lord.
Oh,
So my
Lord.
brother said we should come over to his house, and I think that was the last time we actually had to consult anyone over our issues.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah, okay. True. Well, that one, no, that was well, several times, but I think this was the last time. Yeah, the last time. So we went to my brother's house, and my brother was like, well, he was able to sort it out for us, telling her that no matter how hasty you want to be to get a house, it is not in your place to look for a house. It is the place of the man. You understand? Let the man go and look for the house. Call you to come and now do the final check. Look at your kitchen. Look at your master's bedroom. Look at your playing ground for the children. If they're fine, then do you understand? So he was able to carry us. He even took us through the Bible, telling us that there are some things that God has anointed the man to do. You understand that if the woman does it, it's going to be stressful for the woman. But if the
Wow.
man does it, it's going to be enjoyable for the woman, for the man,
Wow.
because that's what the man is anointed for. So I mean, we learned a lot from that,
Wow.
and also then we learned, and like I said, it was an intentional thing to grow in the marriage for me, because I didn't want any kind of I'm a very happy person.
Mm.
So little things get to me, and I don't like it. I don't like it at all. So I try to work on myself because she doesn't really have so much to work on. You understand? She's a very soft babe. They go out. They carry friends. She does the. I want to say,
Hey.
work, children. You understand? But me, my own issue plenty way. So I had to make sure that okay, fine. As well, as time was going, I was working on myself to ensure that, because I hated the fact that we have to go and tell people this is what happened, this, and they'll be canceling us. I hate it because I will never win. And since I know that it's a lost battle, so I would try not to even have any battle at the first place. You understand? So the early stage of a marriage, yes, we had people we had to consult. Pastor Joseph, one of our pastors as well, who knew about our relationship even before we got married. Several times my wife would go and talk to her. To talk to me. I know they report anybody to anybody. You understand? But I can understand her because she knows that there are some people that I can never say no to. You understand? She knows that there are some people that I would never like her to call. So doing that, I will always call myself to order. You understand? So, and I think that has worked for her. You can see that she's feeling cool. That has worked for her, over the years. So
Yeah.
I can't blame her. But
Interesting.
since then, it's almost like 10 years now that we stopped consulting people coming to tell us we'll solve our issues ourselves. Sometimes we do not solve it. We'll keep malice for days. After something, the malice by itself will still do loud. By itself, you know, and sometimes people tell us, people say, hey, try and don't sleep until you finish, Abi, you solve the matter. It doesn't work for me, or it doesn't. The more you talk about the matter, the more it becomes a problem for me. So it's good for us to know that there's an issue. We leave it by itself. The issue will go.
So,
Yes, we may just greet ourselves very early in the morning. Good morning, good morning. We'll go. In the evening, good morning, good evening, good evening. After days, good morning, dear. We are getting close. You understand? So after another day, you just say, hey, baby, what do you want to eat?
you just
So,
marry. Life
so
has finished.
so that's where it's been actually. You
Wow.
know.
Sorry,
Interesting.
let me jump into this conversation.
Yeah.
I just want to add something for you respond, ma. So I didn't know that my husband can carry on. You know this thing they call malice. I'm not sure he has ever seen that. It's not biblical because that's a weapon my husband has. So if he's upset with you, he won't want to see you or say anything to you. But
Wow.
I came into the marriage with this, okay, let us talk about it before we go to bed. But I later understood that, see, when both of us are upset, we'll fall asleep. All those
The way
what
you
you
wake up.
you will sleep. When you wake up, you give me time. Some of these things need time.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, some of these things need time, and you need to understand that I'm a work in progress. So just give me time. So when you notice that his mind is a bit softer, yeah, you can reach out. Then before I always used to say we have to talk about whatever. If you've hurt me, I want to hear your sorry. I want to hear an apology. I want us to talk about it. But I now found out that the way he works with him is just give it time on his own into that natural death. Nobody needs to go back to it. Yes, so that's it. And
Wow.
yes, we've been blessed with good people in our journey, people who have helped us. Two people in particular, like he said, his older brother. In fact, I'll say his brothers, maybe like two of them, and then our pastor. Yes, so both the three people I think I can remember now for sure have been very instrumental in helping us to maintain our bond, especially at the initial stage.
Wow. Thank you very much. Ah, interesting. So I like how you have, corroborated the fact that seeking help is not out of place. You said it has helped you so so much. And for Mr. Fash, oh, not that he doesn't want help, but because you are always winning the case. You win even without having a lawyer. That's always makes him keep himself composed, keeps himself in check, and all of that. Wow, interesting, interesting. So marriage or intimacy is deeper than um just sitting together and all of that. There is a connection that goes beyond just sitting together. She had said it's about time. You give it time. Mr. Fash
Yeah.
likes to give it time, and then it fizzles out on its own. And there is a process to everything. Wow, this is big learning for me. Big learning. I mean, if you are young in marriage, I'm sure you're taking a lot of tips away from this. Even if you are older, you're an older couple listening to this, there is always that fresh meaning to things you have known before when you hear another person's perspective. And that's why we're exploring this show, My Spouse and I, so that we can have more learnings and take out something that we can apply into our different marital relationships. Thank you very much. I wanted to ask, we'll be closing down in some few minutes, but I wanted to ask you about, so Mr. Fash had talked about being intentional and growing as part of the intimacy journey. Mrs. Fash said something about evolving, and I know she has also evolved in career and all of that. So for intimacy there are different levels, right? The physical, the emotional. It's about building trust, understanding yourself, so you are going through different parts. So your evolving stage of intimacy, year 1 to 5, is what you just described, right? Having to consult or bring someone in to help intervene. And in your 6 to 10 years, I know you are over 10 years in marriage. So in the
15 now,
late
as a matter of fact.
15, yeah, yeah. I just wanted you to say it. Okay, so within the 6 and the 10 years, how was it? How would you say you have evolved from your 6 to 10 years and then 10 to 15 years? Is it the same way you have been between the two phases that you are now, or there has been a lot of difference between your intimacy? I hope you understand the question.
Yes, I do. We
Yeah.
do actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's been, I mean, the evolution has been very obvious from the first to 5 years and the 6 to 10. It's been very obvious on every level, every level. I've talked about even romance. As a matter of fact, I can say that with all my full chest. The earlier days of my
I didn't
marriage.
want to, sorry, Mr. Fash, I didn't want to talk about romance. I was expecting you to gradually go into that. So I'm happy you did.
The first to 5 years of the intimacy when it comes to romance and all of that was not easy. Like I said, because I wasn't just that person that would make her very it is where you have joy, when you have happiness, that you can have a free flow of romance. Not every time that you guys quarrel, yeah, time to time, why you just coming late, you know, oozing of some alcohol and stuff. And my wife does not, you know, even if you're going to take it, let me be there. That's the idea. You understand what I'm saying? So it was challenging. She even had to say, babe, let's involve now. She understand the first 5 years. So I had to wait and wait and wait till she's very, comfortable. Do you understand? That could take 6 months. You understand? But after the first 5 years, you know, lots of growth. I'd learned to do some things differently. I learned to understand some things about marriage as well. She has grown as well. She has learned to understand some things, about marriage, and of course about each other. Do you understand? So okay, I think this is the way Amani is. This is where Adorinka is. She doesn't like this at some particular time. So the 6 to 10 was smooth. It was more about focusing on our children, because at that time we already had children. We needed to do things right even before them. You understand? And the children had suddenly made us grow. You understand? So we
Interesting.
really had more time, with ourselves, because at this point we had our children at home. We're always home. I tried to deal with some habits, so it became sweeter. So the romance became sweeter. You
Powerful.
understand? So I could just, she's cooking in the kitchen. I just hit her, boom, boom. She already understands what I'm doing, what I'm looking
Okay,
for.
now.
You
Mm,
understand? And, at that time, she already say, hey, young man, So that flow of romance, it started having its own shape. You understand? Because, we had grown to a particular level. We are still growing. We're not there yet. As a matter of fact, we're still growing, because every day, every year, things unfold about yourself, about the union, about even the kids. Do you understand what I'm saying? So there's been a huge difference, a huge change, a significant one from the first to 5 and 6 to 10.
well, and currently,
Currently.
Ma?
year 15. I said currently, year
Oh,
15.
yeah, we just having a swell time. We still went to Jabujesha. When was that? Last week. Last weekend. We had a trip together. Before, when we did those early days, we could not fight from here to Mowe, from Mowe, from Mowe to, you understand? But having to drive 3 hours and we're just
Wow.
cool like that, no
Wow.
issues. You
Wow.
understand? Like, we go home, tidied up things. Do you understand? There's this
I do.
trust.
I do.
I didn't
I'm
want to
trying
go
to.
for that journey. But my wife was just like, don't worry, let's go. I didn't know
Hmm.
she even wanted to set me up. But God helped me. God gave me victory. You understand? So
Wow.
you know, it's this from 10 to 15 now.
Hmm.
It's another level. I can say it's another level of support, of bonding, of
Hmm.
vision,
Hmm.
together.
Hmm.
The fact that we can't just afford it, but we have to just think alike, because now
Wow.
it's not just about us, it's about our kids as well. You
Hmm.
understand? We have other people that are looking up to us, unlike our earlier days. Do you understand? So many people are looking up to this marriage, to
Wow.
this relationship. Our families on both sides. So there are lots of things we can't afford to mess with, because you understand, it's not us anymore now. Do you understand? Because we have proven some things during the course of the 15 years. You understand? So it's more of now, it's so, I mean, I can't really explain it, but
Wow.
it's more, I don't want to say sensitive now. You understand? But it's the commitment now
Mm.
has to be deeper. The intimacy has to be deeper. And one thing about this whole thing is, as an actor, sometimes you have pressure of not being home sometimes, for a long time, and all
I'll
of
step
those
into
things.
that.
Yeah, unlike when I started, like when I just got married, that I wasn't so much into my career as an actor. But now I'm so deep into it. Do you understand? So that as well, I need to just think of how I have to balance it with my home, with my wife, to ensure that she doesn't feel, it's just about your job. It's just about, being around. Do you understand what I'm saying? Sometimes, so it's thank God for those years that we have had, the first 10 years. You understand? It really helped build the foundation
Wow.
such that we can just build more on what we already have.
Wow. Interesting. Thank you so much for sharing. You've shared a lot of deep things. Wow. So marriage is about growth. Intimacy
It's
Yeah.
is
about growth.
about improving from one level to another. From the I don't know you, you don't know me, I can't take this from you, on both sides and all of that, to now being one. Because you talked about vision too as part of how you have grown through
Yeah.
intimacy. So it's the children also are in the picture and so many
Yeah.
other things. And
Yeah.
interestingly, you've talked about modeling to other people. You said there are some people that
Yeah.
are looking at you. Wow, wow, wow. This is more
Can I
than I
can I add
thought,
something
really.
quickly?
Yes,
So
please.
Naomi, can I add something quickly? Okay,
Yes,
so
please.
I want to add, I think I can remember clearly now that around the sixth or seventh year, we got married 2009,
Yeah.
December. So sometime around 2016, I had a conversation with someone who made me see that I was having issues with my expectations. You know, if you're from a temperament like mine, or you have a combination of kind of temperaments I have. I'm flag male, a lot of male and a bit of flag, a lot of male, maybe an 80%. Sometimes being melancholic is not really good because it makes you just try to fix up every other person's life.
Critical, too
Critical, fix up,
meticulous,
yes,
over
yes, you have it set in
analyzer.
your way, rigid. This is what it should
Yeah.
be, not what is wrong with it being what it looks like. So I saw that I was looking at my own glass
Through
half
your
glass.
own
Yeah, I was
eyes.
looking at it
Yeah.
the wrong way. Yes, so I was looking at my marriage and psychoanalyzing everything, and that was putting me under a lot of pressure because no matter how I tried, I just would never meet up with the picture I had set. So I had to destroy the picture and try
Wow.
to live my life because there's a statement that is always at a very sensitive part of my mind. I ask myself, okay, do you want to be right or do you want to be happy? You want to be right
Interesting.
or you want to be happy? If you want to be right, then you can go ahead. Just like my husband said, we're very, very different. Well, I don't know how we ended up wearing the same color shirt this evening because we're super different. Sometimes I sit down and I ask myself, wait, what did we even see at the beginning that made us bond so much? Is it the opposite attracting? Because we are super, even our choice of friends. Sometimes, you just see this and he has to say, sometimes he thinks my friends are too serious, and sometimes I feel this your friends. The only thing you guys do is play, and he looks at me and say, you are your friends, you're boring. So I guess I had to adjust my own expectation lens, and I had to learn to love my husband the way he is,
Just
and I
is.
began to
Just
celebrate all his
is.
wins, and
Hmm.
that also made him comfortable. So I think as women, we should stop these castles that we build in our minds. We should also not imagine or tell ourselves that we're supposed to be the example everybody's looking at. It's okay to be you. When I changed my ideology, I started to get happier and I started to relax and enjoy my home. Thank you, ma'am.
Wow. Thank you so much, Mrs. Fash. This is so, so revealing. So, so, even more than I expected. Interesting facts. Losing up on your expectations. Your mindset. You change your mindset. Stop building castles in the mind. And you're not the only person in the marriage. So don't think it's all about you. You may need to wear the other person's glasses to see. Yours may not be perfect, for both of you. It's a teamwork. So let it be partnership. Your views, his views, and then both of you are truly bonded. This has been an interesting session. It's been a very revealing session. In fact, your connection is on another level, Mr. and Mrs. Fash. I see the way Mrs. Fash, when Mr. Fash is talking, the way Mrs. Fash just turns and the smile and the ums and ahs. And so we can truly see real intimacy between both of you. And it's so glad to know that marriages do work and they are working. It's just about being intentional. It's about giving it the time it needs to grow. The commitment, because Mr. Fash had mentioned something about, oh, when I'm on location, it's about the commitment. I'm not home, but I'm thinking about home. I'm, relating with them at home. I'm not home physically, but because there is a level of connection, I'm not home, but my presence is home. That kind of thing. So these are important things that we need to value and hold on to. And Mrs. Fash, he had said, is a lover of bonding, creating time for the family alone. Wow, this has really, really been interesting. And I would like to say a big thank you to Mr. and Mrs. Fash. Are you still here with me? Okay, if you can hear me, this is just to say a big, very big thank you to Mr. and Mrs. Fash for coming on the show. It's been an interesting one for the first time, and we hope to bring more couples, different ages, who have been through different seasons in life on the show. So we discussed intimacy today, and intimacy for a couple, in summary, is being intentional, having the right mindset for marriage, and for the people you have committed yourself to. It's about raising good children. It's about being models to other people who are looking at you and want to take something out of how you live your life. We've had a lot said in this conversation. Yeah, we will get a summary of this out on Facebook during the course of the week for more people to learn. And the video is something you can come back to also watch. So we will be ending the show now. Mr. and Mrs. Fash, thank you very much. I love you guys really much and very, very big. Thank you for coming on the show.
Thank
Hope to
you.
see you soon and speak with you
Yeah,
soon too.
yeah.
Mr. Fash, thanks for giving your time. It's greatly appreciated. Thank
My
you
greatest
very
pleasure, man.
much.
Thank you so
Yes,
much, sir. We
please.
love you. Thank you
We
so
love
much for this
you.
privilege.
Love you
Yes, ma'am.
so much.
Have a good evening.
And
Thank
you
you
too.
very
Do
much.
have a good evening. Take care.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, viewers. Thank you for
Bye.
joining us. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.